Hello, welcome to Biography TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Ruben Um Nyobè. For the role and impact he had in the era of Cameroon's quest for independence from France, Ruben Um Nyobè is a very prominent figure in Cameroon's and Africa's history as well. Ruben Um Nyobè was born at Songmpeg in Cameroon on the 10th of April 1913 when it was still a German colony. Though his father was a traditional priest in animism, he was baptized in the Presbyterian Church as a Christian in 1921. He also had his primary education in the Presbyterian Church Primary School. He was still in school when the colonial administration of Cameroon was transferred from the then recently defeated Germany to France and Great Britain at the end of the World War I. Nyobè got his first school leaving certificate in 1929 and he enrolled in a training school for primary school teachers in Fulasi 2 years later in 1931. He began displaying his activism trait by criticizing and protesting against what he thought was a substandard education he was receiving. This led to his being dismissed in the last year of his training. He, however, later obtained his teaching qualifications. After teaching for some years, he joined the colonial civil service in 1935. He continued to study independently and got a bachelor's of secondary education in 1939. With his new qualification, he was sent to Idia Court of Law as registrar. While working there, Nyobè's passion for international law was ignited and he was exposed to the unfairness of French colonialism, including the laws which segregated against the Cameroonians. Shortly after the end of World War II, Nyobè helped found the Union of Confederated Trade Unions in 1945 with the support of the General Confederation of Workers (CGT) of France. He became the first General Secretary of this labor organization. This became the platform from which he fought for better conditions for Cameroonian laborers. He argued that the plight of the workers can only be remedied by political independence of Cameroon. The Union also fought against the partitioning of Cameroon into the Anglophone and the Francophone region in 1947. As he continued to spread the message of independence, he denounced the Catholic Church for its apparent justification of colonization and slavery. He was able to unite diverse ethnic groups to join the resistance against the French, earning him the name Mpodol Ion, which means Speaker of the Nation. It also loosely translates as prophet, due to the belief that it was Nyobè's biblical mandate to lead and speak as the prophet of the nation of Cameroon. In 1948, the Cameroon People's Union (UPC) was founded in Douala and soon became one of the most prominent nationalist political parties in sub-Saharan Africa. Nyobè became a leader in this party, holding the position of General Secretary. This position made him one of the most visible independence fighters in the country. As his responsibilities began to grow in the UPC, Nyobè had to leave the labor union he had helped establish 3 years earlier. His growing prominence was not lost on international observers. In 1952, 1953 and 1954, Nyobè consistently appeared before the United Nations General Assembly in New York, where he repeatedly condemned the French colonial rule in Cameroon and called for the reunification of French and British Cameroon. He called for a fixed deadline for independence and as well for a Cameroonian Legislative Assembly. The French colonial administration responded by going after members of the UPC in 1955. Many of them were killed or arrested, and some were exiled. Nyobè was initially a proponent of nonviolence and organized mostly nonviolent efforts towards claiming independence for his country. But at a point, armed struggle seemed to hold the only hope of achieving his goal. In 1952, he stated that The armed struggle was carried out once and for all by the Cameroonians who contributed greatly to the defeat of German fascism. The fundamental freedoms whose application and independence we claim and towards which we must resolutely march are no longer things to be conquered by armed struggle. It is precisely to prevent such a possibility that the United Nations Charter called for the rights of peoples to self-determination. Nevertheless, it recognizes the right of peoples to armed struggle elsewhere on the planet when circumstances so require. On the 13th of June 1955, the French government banned the UPC and its militants were forced into hiding. Ruben Um Nyobè was killed by the French army on the 13th of September 1958 near the town of Nyobè. He was only 45 at his death. In a bid to blot out his memory from history, his writings were destroyed and the mention of his name was forbidden in public. Even after independence, this persisted and it was only in the 1990s that such prohibitions were removed. Hence, he is known as the forgotten father of Cameroon. What have we missed out of this biography of Nyobè? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel.